So, hello everyone. We are sitting here with Larry Wall in Salzburg during the Austrian Perl workshop. And Larry, tell us something about the Austrian Perl workshop. How did you like it? How were your impressions?
Well, the facilities were wonderful. Lots of room, lots of places to wander off and have conversations. The network bandwidth has been really good. The people are wonderful here. Sometimes everyone in America thinks that everyone is like Arnold Schwarzenegger, but no, we've been very pleased with everything here. The food's been wonderful. Here at the hackathon, an eternal supply of coffee, which is very important for hackers.
Yeah. Okay. Can you give us some insights into the progress that was done during the 4 days here in Austria? So what achievements did you made during the?
Well, the first 2 days were talks and a lot of very interesting work that people are doing, and just finding out what other people are doing is valuable in its own right. These last 2 days we've been having a more informal what we call a hackathon. And different people just work on whatever they feel like working on, but we've had people working on distribution, on prototyping various modules for such things such as parsing. We've had people working on ways of automatically deprecating obsolete documentation. It's one of the big problems we have in the Perl 6 world, because so many people have been involved with it over the years. There are a lot of websites here and there that have obsolete information, so we've got some way of doing that. And the core language designers have been trying to settle some last issues before we say this is what Perl 6.0 is out. We've got mostly been working on what we call the Great List Refactor to try to minimize the amount of stuff that people have to learn in order to do list processing in Perl 6. It's been one of the design goals of Perl 6 all along, is to reduce the memory load, but we haven't actually done that to list processing yet, and there's some things you have to know whether they flatten or not right now, and we're trying to deal with that. Plus a lot of other things. I mean, it's just it's a fractal kind of development process.
So there was definitely progress being done during the last 4 days here.
Oh yes, certainly. There's just no substitute for getting together occasionally, especially for people who have not met each other before. Yeah. It really enhances online communication later when they're apart, when you can kind of hear the other person's voice and know what they mean, how they talk.
So, can you just give us a short information? What are the biggest challenges coming up now for Perl 6 before we can say, okay, 1.0 is going out?
Yes. The technical challenges are this Great List refactor that we were talking about. We need to. The second thing we need to do is to finish implementing our ideas on how ordinary people will interact with Unicode. We have an idea we call NFG, which is not a Unicode consortium idea, it's our idea, that will allow programmers to deal with pre-composed characters even if the Unicode consortium doesn't define those pre-encoded characters. And that's, we feel, the way people will want to deal with text by default most of the time. The third thing that we really want to get down technically before we release 6.0 is we have plans for native arrays that have shapes. So like a mathematician would want to deal with matrices and floating point numbers or integers. And we want to hook that in. It's been spec'd for quite a while, but it's one of the things we feel we need to get to make a lot of other things efficient. and we want to make sure the design is right before we release it and have to change it later.
Cool. So there's a lot of stuff coming up?
There's a lot of stuff coming up, not just technically. There's training that we have to do, no pun intended. There's documentation that has to be completed. There's packaging issues. People have been working on these things at this hackathon, and so there are many places where people can contribute and help bring the future to the wide world a little more evenly distributed.
So basically you have lowered the barrier for people to contribute to Perl 6.
We hope so.
Yes. Okay, great. So for me it was a pleasure having you here in Austria, in Salzburg.
It's a pleasure being here.
And we hope to see you soon, maybe to the YAPC 2016 in Salzburg. So thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Thank you.